So we are going to go for a walk to Disneyland Paris from the Hotel Elysee. We've already got the bus the other days, but what we're going to do is we're going to start here and we are just literally going to walk. And I might time lapse some of this. So, but we'll have a look, we'll see how many miles it is, how many steps, and how long it takes us to get there when we walk. Now this room here with the doors open is our room, where Nathan and Ange will be, up there. And that is the entrance to the parking, which is underground, which I'll show you when we go to the car, but you just go down there and round and you can park, and it is secure, and there is actually like a whole garage door on it and things as well, so it is pretty secure for your car, and you do need your hotel key to get in as well. So yeah, that's pretty good. So let us go walking. Now when I've just looked at Google Maps, so I'm letting Google Maps do its job. So we are just going to literally follow the Google Maps route. Looks like it's taking us a different way to what the bus goes. Now it does say if I take the bus route, that is about 5 minutes slower. So I'm just going to follow the way Google Maps says and just go the exact way, see where it takes us. We'll see how far it is in miles. So when we get to the end of this road, the bus will take a right and it will go up that way. Google Maps has taken me left. On the right side of the street over there, that is all Val D'Europe, because when we did walk down, just give a bit of context here, we did actually get off at the wrong stop the first night coming back in the bus, because it was like really late, really dark. So just be aware that it has got signposted on the bus, which we seen the day after, which stops the Hotel Elysee is. So it seems to be on a morning when you go to Disneyland Paris, the bus will just go to Disneyland Paris and that is it. But when you are coming back, it does make 2 stops first, and then the Hotel Elysee seems to be the 3rd stop. So if you are looking to stay there, the bus is the 3rd stop, but it is signposted. I think it stops at 2 Adagios and then Hotel Elysee on the way back. When we got the bus last night, we just came out after the sort of music festival finale. The bus was pretty chill, wasn't that many people on it, plenty of seats, really nice. But obviously if you leave it till after the fireworks, the bus is going to be busy because everyone's leaving the park at the same time. So there was people who didn't make the bus that we got on and obviously had to wait till the next one. If you do a Google search online, and I believe it is on the Hotel Elysee website as well, about the bus, but it does give you a map to where it drops off. It literally picks up outside the hotel, it drops off right at Disney Village pretty much, and you can just go through the security gates. That is the train line which will go to Disneyland Paris. Like I say, I am literally just following the way. I have never been this way before, but I can see Hotel New York and also Panorama Magic there as well as the top of the Newport. So you can see we're not that far away. But yeah, we noticed on the bus that a lot of the Val D'Europe area is pretty quiet, kind of like this, apart from that main bit where the Hotel Elysee is. The entrance to Val D'Europe and everything is as well. And I know there is a lot of apartments and things that you can get on booking.com and things, which is normally who we use. Not affiliated, nothing like that, no codes, just normally just go and book the hotel on there. So just to give you an idea price wise, and I'm just kind of sort of talking on the way when I'm walking here, but just thinking of things up as I go. But yeah, we were just looking at coming back in November, because that is where our annual pass runs out, literally 7th of December or something. So we're going to be there right at the back end of our annual pass. But we were looking price wise, and we compared Hotel Elysee with Cheyenne, Santa Fe, and also Sequoia as well, which obviously we just stayed out of this trip. Distracted, back of the frozen mountains, Tower of Terror. Newport. So yeah, price wise, back to prices. Keep getting distracted looking at things. I am literally like Doug from Up. So price-wise, we were looking for Hotel Elysee, and it was about €500. So that was direct on their website. That was using Sam for God's code, 400 and odd payable on booking.com, round about 50 something, 60 in taxes when you get here, versus the cheapest hotel, Santa Fe, at about £1,042. So literally double the cost. That was for 4 nights. So literally we are looking at going Monday to Friday, back end of November, early December sometime. But yeah, literally double the cost. And to be honest, if you are looking to do it on a budget, give you a little view of me. Sorry, the sun is right in my eyes. Got the old neck fan, it's supposed to be 25 today. But yeah, this is the first time we've stayed outside of the Disney bubble. And to be honest, it's not been too bad. It's better than I thought. Hotel at least is quite nice. The Wi-Fi in our room does seem slow, I will say that. So we have been downloading, say, YouTube videos on the park's Wi-Fi, waiting in queues and things to just watch on a night time. Amenities really nice. It is really nice being close to Val D'Europe, especially to go into Orchard. So we've got cheap drinks and some crisps for the room and things like that. What we've been doing for breakfast was around about €5 for pain au chocolat and also croissants, like one sort of plastic tub. You get 5 of each. So it was really nice just for some sort of cheap breakfasts, because obviously if you are going in Disney Hotel, you are going to pay for the buffet breakfast and things. And I believe that is that there is the bus from the Elysee and the hotels, which is normally all white. So that could be ours. Could be a different one, to be fair. But I've noticed the other ones seem to have like a little bit of things on. I do think it goes the other way actually, so it might not be ours, but still, it might be buses for other hotels. But it is bright this morning and it is very warm. But there's crossings and things like that. Yeah, I'm going to need to get over at some point, so let's do that. Let's have a check on how we are doing with the walking. So far 10 minutes, 1,130 steps, and it's just over half a mile. That is where we've come from over that way, which is the Val D'Europe area. So like I say, we've walked about half a mile so far. If you do miss a bus, it might be easier just to actually walk to the parks rather than get a bus. Very quiet when there's no cars. It's just gone really quiet all of a sudden. Now we have seen on the night time when we did get the bus, especially at park closing after Disney Tales of Magic, we did see quite a few people walking on the night time. So I am coming to the parks a little bit early. It doesn't open till 9:30, and at the moment it is, can't see me watch, it's that bright. It is 8:39, so there's still 40 minutes till the park's open. So, like I say, I am currently the only one, you can see down here, currently the only one on this road. But on the night time, there does seem to be quite a few people that will just walk back to various different hotels. But all of that over there, and all of that over there where we come from, just past those trees, that is all the Val D'Europe area. And obviously we can see Disneyland Paris is just off this way here. I'm gonna have to get across again. That's not bad, first mistake. I thought I was sort of getting across the road to be in the right space, but it looks like I'm gonna have to cross again, because this is all a cycle path and there's a no walking sign there. Just get straight across. Not much traffic coming. But it is a really nice morning for a walk. Really nice morning. So there's the train lines. I think that was the bridge or one of the bridges we crossed, I think was down this track, down that way. So we kind of crossed the lines, come along and then cross back. Like I say, the other way was slightly longer, but it doesn't look as if we crossed the train tracks on that one. It looks like we are gonna hang a left. So I'm gonna have to cross again. Bit strange that one side of the bridge is for pedestrians without a pedestrian path on the other side, but I get it, safety. At least you're not gonna get anybody on a bike or an electric scooter, which we have seen a few of flying around. They seem to be mainly on the roads. Where did she come from? There's no paths or anything over there. It doesn't go up there. And she wasn't around me. Oh, there is some sort of path up there where you can cut. I wonder if that's the path I've seen where I could cut up. I want to get over before there's no cars walking down there, and there is a path down there. But this is telling me to go right. I think I found a shortcut. So I'm going to go off map here, because when I look at Google Maps, it wants me to go along here. Holding that the camera there. Yeah, it wants me to go along to the end of the road and then round, which brings me to the end of this path up here anyway. No good, obviously, if you have any mobility issues coming down this one, because this is a little bit of a bank here. Looks like it does wrap around that way, but then you're virtually almost at that path anyway. But there's the Eiffel Tower. This might cut a little bit off. Cut a little bit off the walk. I can see one of the studio buildings. So obviously this is all the back of Walt Disney Studios. Just trying to work out what's what. Like, it's funny how much the studios backs onto the train lines. Like, they couldn't expand out this way even if they wanted to. I've never really looked at it on Google Maps, like back here. But I'm wondering if that building is like Flight Force or something. There's Tower. This has got to be the back of Avengers Campus there. So I'm thinking, is that the building that houses like Flight Force or something like that? There's the hat over there, the Sorcerer's hat, which is on the animation building in studios. I can see Stark Factory, which is right opposite Avengers. So that's not too bad at all, because this here, I know exactly where I am now. Train. If you do get the train is literally 1 minute. From when the doors close to when the doors open, it is literally 1 minute. So it does drop you off literally at that train station, right where Val D'Europe and the Hotel Elysee is. And obviously the train station here is right at the entrance to the parks in Disney Village. This is literally where the bus that drops you off at the Hotel Elysee will come. So that was a nice little shortcut, because that road down there was the road that it wanted me to go down, which kind of kicks out a little bit. So that did save a little bit of time. This big building here, we noticed, is parking for Downtown Disney by the look of it. Let's have a quick check on what we've done so far. 2,000 steps and 0.98 miles, so nearly a mile, and it's been about 20 minutes. So from the bus station it's about 20 minutes, around about a mile if you walk that way that I've gone. So like I was saying, if you miss a bus and there's no other bus for about 30 minutes, you can walk back in about 20. We can see the Gaumont Cinema, we can see Vapiano's, we can see Five Guys there, which is just at the beginning of the parks and Disney Village there. If you do decide to get the bus from the Hotel Elysee, it will drop you off on the other side of the road there, and it is stand F. F for Foxtrot. It will drop you off and pick you up at the same stand. So it is just literally second stop from the end, which is this one over here. And it is signposted for Hotel Elysee and also the Adagio and stuff like that as well. But that was not a bad little walk. I wouldn't want to do it if it was raining. I wouldn't want to do it in the winter. I would definitely look at the buses and things if you are doing it in the winter, which we are later on. But summer months, if you don't mind a little more walk on the morning just to to get the legs going. And yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, it's been interesting for us this trip because, like I say, we've never stayed out of Disney Village before. I've never walked this way before. Never got the buses before. So a couple of new experiences. And I think if you are on a budget, it's definitely worth looking at somewhere like this where it is literally potentially half the cost. Like I say, we got 4 nights in Hotel Elise for round about the same price as 2 nights in Sequoia. But it depends on if you want to be in the Disney bubble or whether you want to be out. I'm going to have one final check here before we go in. Let's just have a look. So 22 minutes and 16, 1.16 mile, 2,385 steps. That is from the front of the hotel right to Disney Village, where we can see the top of the Disney Village building over there. Not a bad little walk, about 20 minutes or so, just over. I am going to get myself through security, ready for a day in the parks. So thank you for watching if you've watched this. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed the look around the hotel and the Elysee. You know, we've had a look at the rooms. We've had a look at the reception. We haven't ate at the restaurant, unfortunately, this trip. We were planning on it, but it just hasn't happened. So I haven't had a proper look inside. Maybe I'll do that in a bit of a future update if we stay here later in the year. But the hotel is in a great spot. There is great transport links. It is much cheaper than staying in the Disney hotels. Obviously, there is things like you don't get the extra magic hours on a morning. But if you are going in a quiet season, do you need that? Really? Or really, if you think about it, if you are saving a hotel for half the price, that leaves you room for premier access for big rides like Crushing the Studios on a morning if you wanted to do it. It is cheaper to probably pay maybe 20 euros or whatever that is. You know, if there's a couple of you, might be 40 euros for that, but you've saved literally £500 on a hotel if you're staying for a few days. So worth thinking about if that's something that you're going to do. Well, like I said, I'm going to get in the parks. Thanks for watching this, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
So we'll sing you a little song, and it won't be very long, about so long, so